Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early September 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Saggies. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for the Saggy Collective here? What energies, messages, insights can we pull for our good friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy. Please and thank you. Let's get this first card out nice and quick for my good friends. What's happening? What is going on? There it is. Thank you. Okay, and I don't know why this one's feeling complex to me, even though usually it's a very straightforward, simple message. To me, it's feeling complex. I felt a very similar thing in the Leo reading as well. Maybe it's a fire sign thing. But yeah, there's a lot of very prominent themes, but feels like there's a lot happening under the surface. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So I told you what it was making me feel there intuitively, that there's just like a lot of energy that could be affecting you, or it just feels there's a lot of complexity. But if we look at the image, we see this lovely lady sitting there surrounded by different books. There's that big golden clock right above her head. So it does kind of imply that she's waiting on something. So for a portion of Saggies out there, maybe you're waiting something out or waiting to hear back from something. It's like waiting, which as a fire sign myself, that's an energy I know we don't normally like to be in. Now, this could be another person you're connected to, the mode that they're in feels a little bit delayed, but there's an intensity building, which is a good thing. Now, for a portion of you, it doesn't always have to just be waiting. It could just be a matter of time before something happens when this card shows up, because that is the main symbol, that big golden clock. Now, there are other themes, like there's a note, there's birds, that usually indicates communication. So we could be seeing messages this week surrounding communicating and talking. But to me, it just feels like there's an underlying complexity or something's building. So with various situations that may look pretty calm on the surface, there could be something bubbling underneath. So we're just going to leave it at that for now. And yeah, I always say the first card there, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. Let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the beautiful Saggies in early September. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled, They Are Watching. It felt like there was somebody under the microscope, my friends. Whether it was somebody like watching you, analyzing you, or maybe there was a situation or someone you were keeping an eye on. Could be either way. Just know that that energy could still bleed over for a couple weeks. So let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's. Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Saggies, please. What's happening in early September for the Saggies? Very quick. There we are, right there. We have the Knight of Wands in position number 1. Talk about the action. Now, that's another theme I've been seeing for all fire signs this week. Every first card has been a fast mover, okay? And that is big fire sign energy. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's get 2 more. So it's starting with a bang, that's for sure. We're not nervous of fire energy whatsoever. Lots of talking, lots of people. So we have the 8 of Wands, even more fiery energy. Okay, so that is definitely a theme. And we have our good pal here, the Page of Cups, right on the back end. So all of these cards are fitting multiple themes at the same time. Now, it isn't giving me a nervous energy. That's something I could tell you right off the jump. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, yes, we are seeing some similarities. First off, with elements. There's a lot of fire here, which is an element that us fire signs are pretty comfortable with. Action-oriented type of people. It's very passionate and it burns hot. So that's showing up here in the beginning. It's moving. It's back and forth. We have this Page of Cups, which is a communicator. Just know that all of these cards, whether these are people in your life or whether they're not, every one of these cards represents communication. And we saw it in Oracle card. Now we're seeing it in every single tarot card. There's a lot of chit chat. There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of communicating. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. because although there are similar themes, there's also some pretty big differences. So position number one, we have the Page of Wands starting us off with a boom. And that's another thing. We're starting fast and it gets faster. There's an intensity that's like getting ramped up slowly. But the Knight of Wands, it could represent you. Remember, it's not gender specific. If you're connected to another fire sign, this could be representing them as well. Now, let's go over the positives and challenges of both cards. Now, one thing, yes, the clarifier could just tell us something you might be feeling or something that might be headed towards you. In the positive, this is a card of action. It's a card of communicating, similar to these next two cards, like talking, getting something, or sending a message, right? But this is a very much action-oriented, results-driven type of energy. It's filled with that fiery passion, so it's something that happens quickly. It's something that happens suddenly. Now, when we get to the challenging aspect of the Knight of Wands, it could be very unpredictable. Okay, whether it's somebody's actions, a way you might be feeling, maybe you're burning hot about something, because I'm telling you, there's an intensity here and it feels like it's getting ramped up when we have this Knight of Wands. In its roughest case scenario, this could represent a party animal type of individual, someone that's like extremely self-focused. Sometimes it could represent arguments and being combative. If we're looking at the challenges, I'm not fully going there just yet though. To me, this could just represent you, or it could just represent action, depending on how we see it. And moving to the center, this is where the energy begins to get cranked up. We have the Eight of Wands. Now, always looking at this image, to me, it looks like 8 arrows just cutting through the sky. This is probably the second fastest energy, if I were to tell you like how they present themselves to me. And the positives of this is, once again, action, forward movement, seeing results, something that happens very fast and sudden, similar to this Knight of Wands. But in the challenge, I mean, it's just very unpredictable. And that's what I'm seeing with both of these two cards here up front. There could be unpredictable outcomes, unpredictable conversations. It all really depends. Now, the Eight of Wands, yes, it could just be like hot and heavy, back and forth, talk, talk, talk. And with all these people here, for a lot of Saggies, you might have a certain magnetism to you at this time. Now, there's a few zodiac signs out there where that's like their base level, where they're always like magnetic and they're pulling things towards them. With the amped up intensity I'm seeing around Sagittarius, like you could be pulling lots of different things and people your way, whether they're wanted or whether they're not. And we'll talk about that a little more. Could just simply be a conversation or a talk. So we'll see what's up with that. Now, getting to the back end, we have the Page of Cups, the softest energy within this whole entire reading. Now, for a portion of you, this could just be a water sign, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Pages also represent children. They represent youth, age difference. Pages represent new. And when I see the Page of Cups, it's somebody wanting to get something off their chest. It's a card of emotional offers, something that you're kind of taking a liking to. Now, when it gets to the challenging aspect of this Page of Cups, sometimes it could be emotional suppression. Sometimes this could represent a person that's a little shy. Because when you stack this Page of Cups next to all this fiery energy, this feels so intense. This energy is a little shy. Okay, so there's like a huge difference in how these energies are coming through. It's a little imbalanced, if I do say so myself. The Page of Cups is prone to suppression at times. But the one thing I will say, since it's a newer energy, it's not fully developed. So this could represent a new situation or something that like it's just getting started. So we're definitely going to want to look at it further. But yeah, the biggest challenge with the Page of Cups is either someone being a little shy to say something, or it could just be suppression. So with all this talking, that surprises me. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Saggy. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here. See what's happening for the Saggies, please. Guides and Spirit Team. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Knight of Wands. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you could drop it right in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Knight of Wands. That Knight of Wands here. Thank you. Yeah, so the fire-air combination, very explosive here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to say this, Sagittarius, because the intuitive energy that's just coming to my mind It doesn't feel like it's offensive, but it's somebody taking offense to something, even though like it wasn't meant to be. So just keep that in mind, whether that's like you stepping on someone's toes without realizing it, or someone stepping on yours and they don't realize it. Like that might be something that needs to be addressed in one way or another. Because I feel like this could be a little bit of conflict here with the Ace of Swords in reverse underneath this Knight of Wands. For a portion of you, there might be someone where you're not really speaking to them much at this moment. And this could even represent a person that's like, I don't really want to talk right now. So that's something to watch out for. But usually this Ace of Swords is another card of talking, communicating, and it could be a little bit harsher. But notice that it's in reverse underneath this Knight of Swords. So to me, it feels like somebody taking offense to something by accident. Now, that doesn't always have to be the case, but it's like this energy is moving that way. The other energy is just existing on its own. And it could be representing that magnetism I was speaking about as well. Because like if this is you and you're just doing your own thing, you're staying in your own lane, all this energy to me feels like it's coming your way. So we'll see how that all plays out. But I feel like even if you're in your own lane, and you might not want to hear this, like if you're minding your own business, doing your own thing, you're not ruffling any types of feathers, to me it feels like you're getting reactions anyway from people. Okay, and you're bringing that magnetism in. Let's keep moving forward. Do with that what you will, my friends. I don't necessarily feel like it's bad or challenging, but we'll talk about it more during the recap. It's either somebody like taking offense to something by accident, or that you just getting reactions that you're not trying to get. So let's see what the Eight of Wands has. What is this Eight of Wands here? Thank you. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, to me, this could absolutely be an unexpected or a surprising talk of some kind, one that you weren't planning to have, or hearing from someone you weren't planning on hearing from. So we have like this whole bizarre little mixture of energy showing up here. Now, let's talk about it. Just know that in this time, certain talks could get a little bit out of hand, and I've been saying it since the beginning. It's like the intensity has been getting ramped up, and I'm still feeling that here with the Eight of Wands and the Two of Pentacles in reverse, because it's like, all right, it's very fiery, it's very explosive, and it's just getting ramped up and up and up and up. Usually the Two of Pentacles is super harmonious. It's very balanced. It's a cordial type of energy we're picking up here. In reverse, it's a little uncontrollable. It's a little hot and heavy. So just know whether that comes in various different forms, whether it's a little conflict, like it feels a little aggressive, and it just feels like the intensity is getting turned up. So I feel like those are the main couple of messages here around communication. So again, I'll just say it because it's very simple. It's coming through in a very blunt way as well. There could be unexpected or surprising talks that you weren't expecting to have, but at the same time, there's a certain intensity as well, where it's like it's getting turned up. The intensity, the fire is burning a little bit more. So it could be explosive as well. Like it could be something that's just a boom, 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 back and forth, back and forth. And I've been feeling this since the beginning. So much chatter, so much talking. Okay, so that might just be stuff going on around you. But I will say again, this energy feels like it's coming towards you, whether you want it to or whether you don't. Let's see what's up with that Page of Cups. Saggies definitely have that magnetism this week, probably for the next couple of weeks. So let's see what the Page of Cups has to say. Then we will do our recap. So why is the Page of Cups here for Saggy? Thank you. Yep. High Priestess in reverse, and that's more shadows of what we were seeing there in the middle. Okay, this is somebody like appearing out of nowhere type of energy. So it fits the bill with what I've been picking up here in the center. And it also fits the bill. I feel like you're pulling lots of different energies towards you, my friends. And it's like we've been seeing it over and over and over. So Spirit is really pounding this message home for the Sagittarius Collective. So just know either someone or something's coming at you hot. It's coming at you hot and heavy, like here it comes or here they come type of energy. I can't really deny it or ignore it when it's coming through this much. But the High Priestess, let's talk about her. More water sign energy. So this does cool things off a little bit. But the High Priestess to me is a card of secrecy. It's a card of the hidden. It's a card of something that's not really known when she's in the upright. When she is in reverse, it is something becoming known. So you see it under the card of communication. So again, it's not just one conversation you weren't expecting to have. It's probably multiple, or multiple people you weren't expecting to really speak to. And the way the energy feels to me, it's like, all right, this is this Saggy Collective. These energies are coming in, boom, 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 boom. It's like just coming at you hot and heavy. So I would say more than one of these unexpected talks could be going down and happening. Now, this could also be somebody expressing emotion and feeling. Now, if that first message I saw, if someone's accidentally offended by something, or they're a little upset about something. This could be someone trying to make it right, saying, oh, no, 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 I didn't mean that. This is what I really meant. So there could also be like an energy of an apology here as well for some of you. So take that for what it's worth. Like somebody trying to say, no, 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 it wasn't meant to be like that. It was meant to be like this. But let's go through and do a quick recap. And I'm going to tell you this, Sagittarius, the way the energy is presenting itself to me is like there's so much chatter, there's so much talking that it's like I'm plucking little messages out from all of it. There's like still more I'm not picking up from this, that's for sure, because it's intense, very intense. But if you kindly look in the box before the shadow, position number 1, we're starting with the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Swords in reverse. So yeah, again, I felt like this might be stepping on someone's toes and not meaning to. If you're a little upset with someone, maybe they didn't mean to get that reaction out of you. It could go either way. But another vibe I was picking up here is like, no, I'm just doing my own thing. I'm in my own lane. I'm not really paying attention to this or that. So if that's a mode you're in, Saggy, just know like all these energies are like coming your way, even if you're not trying for it. Moving to the center, we have the Eight of Wands with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. First little hint there of a talk or conversation that you might not see coming, so unexpected or surprising. But again, there's a certain intensity, so just know your rapport with somebody else, the intensity might get cranked up. So whether that's in a good way or whether that's in a rough way, watch out for conversations that get a little explosive or volatile. On to the back end, we have the Page of Cups with the High Priestess in reverse. So again, multiple conversations you might not have been expecting to have, but here they come type of energy anyway. But another big thing I was picking up here is someone like trying to clear something up, possible apology energy here on the back as well. So just know someone might be trying to clear something up. So we're just going to leave it at that. Please take a screenshot if you'd like. Let's see what's in the shadows. Yeah, Saggy, that was definitely a different vibe than the past few weeks because there's just like so much happening. So much happening. And I kind of felt that with that first lyric. But yeah, let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, shadow card time. What is happening? Let's get this. There we go. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, I'm not really surprised by this shadow card because it was a main player within the reading itself. So within the shadows this week, my good friends, look what we have here, Mr. Page of Cups. Now, I know the rendition of this looks way different than that one, but this Page of Cups, all the themes and things we were speaking about, the fact that it's showing up in the shadows really reinforces a lot of these two energies and messages. And when I do readings, when Spirit really reinforces something multiple times, especially in a reading with only a few different cards, I mean, it's something we might really want to take to heart. So I know there's a lot of Saggies going through various different things out there, but I mean, I think you guys are in for a very interesting week. Just know this as well. If there is something you've been thinking about, something you've been feeling, and listen, I know Saggies usually don't have a filter like that, but don't feel like you need to hold something back. If there's something on your mind, something you're thinking, don't suppress it. Don't even feel tempted to suppress it. You might need to be very straightforward with certain people in this time when the Page of Cups shows up as a shadow card. Okay, for a small portion of you, this could also be secret admirer type of energy as well. So do with that information what you will. But Saggy, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the September subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks of all time, the beautiful Wizards Tarot. It's gorgeous and it works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, where would you like to go for your dream vacation? What are you manifesting? Let me know. Let's bring it to fruition. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again.